Hey, sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes here live on this Saturday morning for another edition of Saturday Sports Freestyling, where today we're going to be talking about Super Bowl 60 a little bit. We're also going to be talking about the round of 64 to 68, the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament. And can you believe it? College game day will be in Austin today for the women's basketball game against Oklahoma for the first time ever in Austin for a women's game. Can you believe it? That is so awesome. And we got some other things we're going to talk about in sporting news. Let's welcome our man, post game of the Post Game 86 podcast to the show. How you feeling post game?
Man, I feel good, man. How you doing, Rob?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Good to see you here this morning. We also got our man T1 of City TV. T Wonderful in the house. How you feeling, bro?
Feeling like $1 million, man. You know how we do. What it do.
Yeah, for sure. I'm feeling like $1 million, even though it's cold as all get out outside. I still feel like $1 million. What's your thoughts on the fact that they're saying the rumor is that the Seattle Seahawks will be sold after the Super Bowl? What's your thoughts on that?
Man, you going I got the Seahawks winning it. So you trying to tell me you gonna put the franchise up for sale after you win a Super Bowl? That's pretty that's pretty bold.
Yeah, I guess they selling high. I mean, I guess what better time to sell your team coming off a Super Bowl win if they are in fact able to win the Super Bowl. Uh, I I guess it's gonna cost an arm and a leg. I definitely won't be on the docket to buy them, but whoever gets that franchise is getting a heck of a franchise if they do decide to sell.
I see you, City League TV. I guess the owner of the Seahawks passed away a couple of years ago, and so of course it's in a family trust. And he wanted his sister, who was over the trust now, to sell the team. Uh, um, I guess a while ago, but I guess it just hasn't happened. They're also the owner of the Portland Trailblazers as well. So I mean, I guess if you're going to sell your team, it's best to sell them when they're on top. I guess you can get a couple of extra million or hundreds of million or even $1 billion for them. At this time, uh, maybe they might change their mind and keep it in the trust. But I guess this next question goes right in line with that. The same owner has the Portland Trailblazers, who passed away in 2018. It's reported that Mr. Allen wants the money from the sale of both teams donated to charity. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, that's a beautiful thing if that's able to go through. If it's able to go through, what better way to give your money out to some people who need it? And you want to hope that those charitable organizations over on that side is doing the right thing, because we do know that there are organizations out here that don't do the right thing by those charitable dollars, and those are going to be a whole lot of them. But that's really great, and I would just really hope that money is able to get into the hands of some people who really are going to help some other people.
100%. You know, somebody doing something like that, their heart got to be in the right place, got to be in the right space. Just real charitable, and it's a beautiful thing to see people with that type of money and power donate to organizations. Me personally, I don't trust charities. I want
So
to
you feel me, post game.
1,000%, bro. Because I never when I see these charities, man, and donate to this and donate to that, I've never seen any of those organizations affect my community. So I mean, it's hard for me to trust these charities, but you can only hope and pray that they're doing right by that type of money and doing the right thing and putting it back into the community and to people who need those funds. So I hope it's a good thing, but I mean, for a person like that to donate, that guy has to have a huge heart.
Yeah, I mean, on the surface, it sounds like a really wonderful idea, but like you both said, you just never know what the charity is going to do with it. We got so much crookedness out here when it comes to dollars and cents that you just never know what's going to happen with that bread, man. A lot of times, charities are top heavy, where the administration gets most of the money and very few of the dollars actually go towards what the charity has been formed for. Um, but whatever they decide they want to do with their money is their business. Hopefully, like y'all said, it gets into the right people's hands and they do the right thing with that bread. But I think it's a wonderful ideal on the surface. Do you think if both of these teams get sold, that there's a possibility that they would move from Seattle and move from Portland?
Huge possibility. That's a huge possibility, and but Seattle is such a Seattle is a great market. You know, it's a great market for that football, and that would be devastating if they were to take basketball. If they were to take that football team out of Seattle, as they've already done with basketball, and they would like to get another basketball team back in Seattle. So that actually would be devastating if a group came in and removed them out of Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with TY. I don't I don't see the reason to move. Like, what other market would they be looking at to tap into? Like New York's already taken, Florida, California, even Las Vegas, some cities in the Midwest. I would like for them to keep Seattle in Seattle. So I wouldn't, if they sold, I wouldn't recommend them moving. I think Seattle is a great city for football, and that's team wide just said. They need to get that supersonic franchise back up and running.
Yeah, let's welcome my man SEC Sean to the show. How you feeling this morning, SEC Sean?
I'm exhausted. We had my granddaughter spent the night. Man, I ain't had a 2-year-old in a long time. She wore me out.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But other than that, we good. Everybody doing good this morning?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're talking about the fact that the owner of the Seattle Supersonics, not Supersonics, Seattle Seahawks, and the Portland Trail Blazers, who passed away in 2018, has those teams in a trust right now. He was actually the co-owner of Microsoft as well. So what's your thoughts on that whole thing, that they could possibly be sold to Seahawks and the Portland Trail Blazers and that money going to charity?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly. I haven't done a bunch of digging into it. I just saw it, pop up yesterday, and I mean, I agree with what postgame said. I mean, I'm part of what T1 said about it, but I agree with postgame about taking the Supersonics back to Seattle. I mean, the Seahawks are a pretty good franchise for football. They got a rabid fan base. So I don't think a move would happen. I agree. I don't know where they would move. I know there's been numerous talks when teams have moved or relocated or expansion or whatever about San Antonio, but Jerry Jones blocks that as much as he can because he doesn't want a third team in Texas. Texas could support a third team, of course, but the owners, I know Jerry Jones doesn't want it, and I'm pretty sure the McNairs are not real keen on it with Houston either, or whoever owns the Texans nowadays. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the owner passed away. Something's going to happen to the franchise, so sell it, let somebody take it over, keep it where it is, But both of those franchises, the Trailblazers, have a storied history in basketball too. So leave the two franchises alone. Just let somebody buy them that wants to keep them where they are.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about that Pacific Northwest, I mean, they're the biggest game in town. The Seattle Seahawks, of course, in Seattle is the biggest thing sports-wise out there. And then you have in Oregon, you got Portland at the Portland Trailblazers, the basketball team. Of course, you got nice colleges out there as well. I think it's a really, really smart move for them to stay in those areas. I wouldn't want to up and go anywhere else. So I think that they should definitely stay where they are. And I would like the Seattle Seahawks and the Seattle Supersonics to get back into Seattle as well. I don't know if expansion in the NBA will happen anytime soon, but if it does, I think that should be the first destination that they look at.
Well, here's the other aspect of it: as if you own a business, do you want to move it somewhere where there's tons of competition?
Right.
So why would you move Seattle when you have nothing to compete with? Or Portland even. There is nothing else to compete with except for college, but that's on Saturdays normally. It makes no sense to try to move.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Do y'all think something like this would have any impact on these players about to play in this Super Bowl?
No, I don't think so.
Absolutely not. I don't think the players are too worried about, if the team is going to be sold or not. I think that's something they'll deal with after their victory or loss in the Super Bowl. Uh, so no, I don't think it affects their play. They playing well. They focus. They focus on getting that trophy and getting visits for the New England Patriots, uh, winning that Super Bowl over them years ago, which they should have won. But Pete Carroll called the dumbest call in the history of dumb calls, trying to pass the ball and not giving the ball to Marshawn Lynch. Dumbest thing I ever saw.
Agreed.
Yeah, I need to do a ranking of stupidest play calls in the history of all sports, and that one's probably going to be hard to beat. I don't think it affects them, not the sell of the team. I actually think if they came out and said, we're going to sell it to, I'm just throwing a name out there, Mark Cuban, and he's going to move it to Indiana or Illinois or somewhere, I think the players, I think that would fuel them to win it for the city of Seattle. But I think they're going to be fueled up anyway to win it. And I don't think anything's going to come of this for moving. So I don't think this has any effect on them. I mean, how many times do players switch teams nowadays? Back in the day, this might have had something to, but I mean, how many times you see players jump teams and move around and do whatever they need to do? So I don't think it affects them.
Yeah, let's welcome our man Mossberg of Level Up Sports 10 to the show. How you feeling this morning, Mossberg?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. It's good to see everybody, man. City League TV, you see the shirt in the background, man. Just another long night into the morning working and got a little rest, man. And I was up a little late, but I had to get me a double cup of that coffee this morning. But feeling good, man, and just humbled, man, to be here and what we do and realizing, man, that just after watching SEC Sean's show yesterday, watching so much that City League T1 or Man of Many Hats did last week, watching what we do as a group, man, it's a blessing, man, to do what we do and just to continue to bring banger shows to the people each and every day. So I'm actually feeling great this morning, ready to get through this weekend amidst everything that goes on throughout the world, man. It's just, like I said, a blessing to be able to do what we do, man. Each and every day we do.
Yeah, we're talking about the sale of the Portland Trail Blazers and the Seattle Seahawks, possibly by the owner that has that team in a trust right now, Mr. Allen, who was the co-owner of Microsoft. What do you think the sale of this team will have any impact on any of these players after the Super Bowl or during the Super Bowl?
That's a good question, because you do have a couple of Seattle players that's been there throughout, this tenure of everything that's, went from even the Russell Wilson era, some of these guys. So some of them, it may, but I think some of these things are in the same situation as we talk about the NIL. It's a business and these things happen, the passing and things like that. I think with Dame Lillard over in Portland, that's the one thing I think about, with him in Portland, his longevity that he's been there, leaving and coming back. Outside of that, it's really, man, it's something that I really didn't look into, but just something to think about as well. Some people do kind of hold on to things like that. And it is good seeing Dame and Lillard go back to Portland, so it may have had some kind of effect on him. So just something I'll be definitely looking into as well.
Well, let's turn our attentions to a little bit of college basketball on the men's side of things. College men's basketball is starting to heat up as teams are into conference play. What under the radar team is very scary right now that is really playing some really, really good basketball?
I mean, around March, there's always a few teams nobody saw coming that make some noise in the NCAA tournament, the big dance. You can look at a team like McNeese, Stephen F. Austin, teams like that that'll pop a couple of higher ranked seeds and make noise and destroy your bracket. But if I'm looking at an underrated or under the radar team, I could go with Gonzaga, but they're like top 10, so I don't think that would fit the category. Maybe a team like Texas Tech, Iowa State, BYU. We know that Big 12 is locked and loaded with great teams, seeing as though they got Arizona, Houston in that conference. But a team I would really look at is a BYU, Iowa State, Texas Tech, teams like that.
I'm gonna go with a team that's, and kind of like off of a post game, he said Gonzaga, and we know Gonzaga has been a top team in the country for a while now. But I'm a stay in the Big Ten. As y'all know, I love and appreciate the Big Ten. I'm gonna stay in the Big Ten and with a pretty highly ranked team. But this team has come out of nowhere, and that's Nebraska. So I like Nebraska as somebody that's under the radar, not really respected for the rankings and their record right there, as far as once we get to thinking about the tournament. But we know Nebraska is not a basketball school, and just for them to be where they are right now, and in a tough conference like the Big Ten, that's a team that I think is flying up under the radar and not getting much respect at all as the Big Ten conference teams get, whether it's basketball or football.
Yeah, I mean, I think Nebraska's getting a pretty good amount of respect. I do agree they were under the radar and not expected to do much. But, I mean, they're ranked in the top 10. I mean, granted they were undefeated and just lost, but it is crazy to see Nebraska doing that. So I'll agree with that under the radar. And I'd also agree with both y'all's comments about Gonzaga, for sure. Even though I will say this is kind of the a really good Gonzaga team that really you don't hear a lot about right now. They're not getting a lot of talk either, like they normally would. But Nebraska was a good pick. Also, I agree with that one. I'm going to be, since we got a Big Ten homer, I'm going to be an SEC homer. And I'm going to go with my boys from Old College Station down there playing some buckyball. That team was picked 13th in the SEC. They're leading the conference right now at 6-1. Now, you can say what you want. They haven't played the toughest schedule. Okay. But let's remember, Bucky McMillan was the last coach hired in the coaching cycle for college basketball. And when he took over A&M, they had exactly one on the roster that stayed. He had to build an entire roster from the portal. And getting them all to mesh and play together, it's worked out. Some people I've seen, some Longhorn fans, and I'm not calling out, Longhorn fans, but there's been a couple, there's always a couple for every fan base that are saying A&M is no different than Indiana in football because look at the age of their players. AG's 25. And I'm like, dude, he had 2 weeks to put a roster together. What do you want him to do? And the way this team's playing, to be 16-4 leading the SEC and not even be ranked in the top 25 to me is under the radar. A sleeper team is UCF out of the Big 12. UCF is very, 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 very competitive. So, but I'm going to go with A&M, not just being a homer, but I'm shocked by what they've done so far.
I'm glad, FanDuel Zay. It's good to see you in here, FanDuel Zay. It's good to see you as well post game. I mean to not see your screen, but I like everybody's choices. I agree with the Gonzaga, Texas Tech. They remind me of a Houston team that's been knocking on the door year after year. But then there's two teams that might not have. They have a high loss chart, which is 9. I like this Texas team. I like this Syracuse team. And when I say under the radar, of course, you got the Carmelo Anthony's son, Cayenne, over in Syracuse doing wonders. Freeman coming back strong and healthy. And Syracuse has played some tough opponents. But this Texas team, same way. They have a hometown, Dalen Swain. I feel he's a definite NBA lottery pick, along with another hometown guy over at Auburn as well. I think also with Kansas, if they can get Peterson, if he can put a month of healthiness together, and it could be March, this Kansas team could be scary. The way they got their guard play, Gonzaga, like you said. I mean, it's so many teams, but I like this Texas Tech team. The one team I'm going to say is Texas Tech because Toppin, I watched that kid the other day, man. He's special. I think he's out of the 3 brothers, the one that is going to take that next step, moving forward. Nothing against the other brothers, but he reminds me of a Thaddeus Young, Chris Bosh. So I'm going to go with Texas Tech being under the radar. Yeah, I like that Texas Tech team.
Real quick, another team that a lot of people aren't talking about, and they haven't played a gauntlet of a schedule, but the St. Louis Billikens, which my stepdad's, rest in peace, rest his soul, but my stepdad's brother used to be on the coaching staff, so I got to see those games with some pretty good seats. But the Billikens only lost to Stanford, and they only lost to Stanford by 1 point. So come March, that could be a sneaky team that makes some noise in the tournament.
I agree. What's your thoughts on Vandy?
I like Vandy's women. I think Vandy's women are a force to be reckoned with, especially come March time. But Vanderbilt and the SEC is kind of weird to me because they got some real freakish athletes, but their conference isn't as dominant in basketball. as compared to the a few other conferences, the Big 12, Big 10 conferences like that. But I mean, I like Sean's team. I like SEC Sean's team. I like Texas A&M out the SEC.
And real quick, not to cut you off, you got some boys over there, the Illini, they're under the radar. That sensational freshman, I got a great glimpse of him. Was it last night, the night before? He's special. I think they are definitely another team that's under the radar. So I'm going to say Texas Tech and Illinois is my two top under the radar when you talk about the schedules they played, the conferences they sit in. I just take those two with, of course, quite a few others as well in that picture.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Illinois team. I think they're in a really tough conference, so down the stretch they'll probably take a couple of losses. I don't know how well they defend, and they have some size because a lot of their players are taller guys, but are they physical enough to withstand that Big Ten gauntlet once they really get into it real tough? They got a really good win last week over Purdue. I really like that Illinois team. My man FanDuel Zaya or One Take Zaya told me that I had to drop one of my teams. I couldn't like Texas and Illinois. I had to go with one or the other. So y'all know how that goes.
That's tough.
Yeah, but I really like that. The Texas team there, Sean Miller is really trying to teach those guys how to play basketball smartly and to not make a whole bunch of mental mistakes. They make a lot of mental mistakes. Swain is playing some really, really good basketball. He's probably going to be one of those players that might be in the running for SEC Player of the Year the way he's playing right now. He probably won't win it, but his name will definitely be in the discussion. But they just don't play disciplined basketball, man. They foul on way too many 3-point shots. They foul. For one, they foul too much. They don't move their feet enough. And that's what's been killing them. They've been letting teams shoot 25 to 30 free throws a game, and you can't win that way when you're playing teams who can knock down free throws. So they're going to have to get that thing ironed out. I would like to see a team like Texas A&M who we seen what happened to them when their coach left and they bring a guy in and they don't have the players on their roster and he has to build that thing real quickly. And they're playing really, really good, disciplined basketball. They're playing fundamentally sound and they're playing really, really well in the SEC. Now they're going to meet some tougher teams down the stretch. We'll see how well they do there.
Hey, Rob. Rob.
Yeah.
You know you are allowed to like two teams, right?
Yeah.
You know it's okay. You know it's okay, right? I just want you to know it's okay. Omar says it's okay. It's okay. You can like Illinois and Texas. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You're not gonna get in trouble for that.
Yeah,
no, you have to be able to like multiple teams. If not, Moss would not be allowed in any sports conversation because he got about 97 teams he's been mentioned.
Man.
Listen, Florida State college football, New York Yankees in baseball. I just switched from Big Blue Nation because AJ the Bantam. We'll get to that soon enough in the conversation.
Big Blue Nation, that's Kentucky, buddy.
Kentucky.
I said I switched from Big Blue Nation because of AJ the Bantam. Yeah, I'm over in Birmingham Young right now, man. Chilling.
Hey, and y'all know why it's okay to like multiple teams because you're a fan of the sport. Of course, everybody knows I'm Notre Dame. That's my team. That's home base. But because I respect the game of basketball, I like these Big Ten teams: Michigan, Illinois, Nebraska, Michigan State. That Michigan State-Michigan game last night was an absolute 100% banger. And Michigan and Michigan State, Illinois, those teams, they got to be dealt with come March.
Through that.
I mean, football can be a little more iffy to like multiple teams because, you know, whatever. But in basketball, there's like 360 teams that play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're a fan of just one team and one team only, and you never watch unless they're playing, then what is the, you know, there's off weeks, there's off days. A&M was off on this week in the midweek. I still watched some games. I watched, you know, a few SEC games. I watched some of the Michigan game, some of the when they were playing the other night. And you spot on. I'm telling you, there's a kid on that Kansas team that I support. I follow Kansas too because there's a kid named Jabari McDowell on that team. Came from Manville High School, so that's why. But like, I'm an A&M guy. I'm through and through, just like post game. I'm A&M through and through. But there's other schools I watch. I've still since the 90s, and you can guess where this is going. I've been always a fan of Loyola Marymount.
Oh yeah.
I still watch to see what they're doing. You know, I watch Stephen F. Austin. Just I like good ball. So
yeah, I think a lot of times you might fall in love with players and where they're at, and so you follow them, and so you root for them and things like that. Because I liked Illinois and the DePaul Blue Demons at the same time way back in the 80s when they had Dallas Comachis, Rod Strickland, Mark Aguirre, all those guys were coming through DePaul at the time. But then, of course, Illinois had Kenny Battle, Kendall Gill, and all those guys. And I liked it. I really didn't even know Texas men's basketball team even existed because I never seen them on TV ever. And then one night I see them in the tournament when they had Terrence Rancher, left-handed three-point shooting guy. And I was like, what? They got a freaking team? But I always seen the women's team. I never seen the guys' team. So I thought they never had a team. But it all came down to me rooting for them in Illinois in the end, especially once what's the name went away, Joey Myers and his dad. Once they stopped coaching at DePaul, then that sort of fizzled out. But it's a lot of times you just follow on a player that you really, really like, and you fall in love with the team that he's playing for. You don't necessarily make that your team. You just want to see them do well.
Well, and nowadays you might have to, if you follow a player, you might have to like 7 teams because he might be on 7 different teams before he's done.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's a fact. The way it's going nowadays, that is definitely a fact. Do y'all think that the top teams will dominate the NCAA tournament this year, or are we going to see somebody like a Stephen F. Austin or somebody of that caliber creep up in there and make it to the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8?
I like the top teams dominating from here on out, you know, with the portal, because as this portal continues in the direction that it's going, you're not going to have those players on those small teams that's able to, you know, get that university to a Sweet 16. So I'll say the top teams are definitely going to dominate because they're going to be the ones with the money and the players. But we could throw a butt out there, as you saw with Indiana. You can have a team full of old guys that's not as well known as that Duke Blue Devil team, and that's where you can get an upset of one of those top teams. But I think the top teams will pretty much dominate.
Yeah, I think more so on the women's side, you'll see the top seeds dominating that game. But on the men's side, I think there are a couple of teams who are going to dominate. But do I think the Final Four will be the top 4 seeds? Absolutely not. Because, these are still young men. All it takes is for one game where you're not playing your best basketball. A team comes in hot and nails a couple of threes and you going home. I mean, think about it. Your girlfriend cheated on you last night. One of your parents got sick. You know, you got an F on one of your finals. whatever the case may be, can derail a team in March and knock them out of the tournament early.
What's your thoughts, SEC? You know I'm gonna talk.
Yeah, I was trying to keep updates out of North Carolina right now. Sorry.
Nah, you good.
I think the top teams are going to dominate. I mean, but I think we think that every. And then somebody jumps up and bites somebody. McNeese is really crazy. Those dudes forcing turnovers down there. You could see a Stephen F. Austin. Go back a couple of years ago. The coach at A&M was the coach at Sanford, and a fluky call that probably shouldn't have been made cost Sanford beating Kansas. So you're going to have upsets, but I think when everything settles, your Arizona, Michigan, maybe a Tech or Houston, Duke, I think those are going to rise to the top. But you're going to have a few higher seeds go down to some of these lower seeds for sure, because you do every year. It's just a matter of who's going to take down who. This is a year I don't know that you don't have that question about the number one seeds. I think the one seeds are all pretty secure moving through. I don't think you have to worry about a 16 versus 1 in this year's tournament, because I think the ones are just that far separated from the rest of the field.
If you say dominated by the top teams, if you say, man, I want to say yeah, for the first few rounds possibly, but overall, I'm optimistic this year, man, with the excellence of some of the programs we've seen. Nebraska being, where they're at in their program. Just seeing AJ DeBansa and BYU, for one. Peterson, what he's doing, like Zay say, that's like we almost watching a young Kobe, rest in peace, man, and what Peterson is doing. Like just watching him is special. So I think we definitely gonna see some great players. I don't know. I just don't know. We're gonna definitely see some blowouts, but I think it's possibility that somebody getting knocked off this year, and it's gonna shock a lot of us for some odd reason, man. I think this is the year where we're gonna really see some March Madness like it used to be in many ways. Not that it haven't, derailed us in these last few years, but I think David is coming to get Goliath. That's what I'm looking forward this year. I think the domination is over. My optimism is there.
Before we get into the women's game, has there ever, or do you got a tournament game that you remember from the past that you watched and you saw a team who should have won that game totally get that game taken away from them by either poor refereeing or poor coaching? Do a game come to your mind along those lines?
Absolutely. I'll go back to 2000 and want to say 2002 or 2003. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish, led by Chris Thomas and Ryan Humphrey. Shout out to Ryan Humphrey. They were on the verge of knocking off Carlos Boozer, Jay Wood, Jay Wills, and that Duke team. And I think, if I recall correctly, it was a fluke foul call, and it was a technical call. And from that point on, like Duke just rallied, and it halted Notre Dame's momentum, and Duke ended up prevailing. So if I got to recall one from years past, I would say that game, because I just knew my Fighting Irish was going to prevail, but it didn't happen.
Man. Oh man, that just makes me think. You can go ahead. I'm still thinking. This is a long line of March Madness basketball. Anyone T1 City League TV?
Say that again.
Anyone for you that you can recall with a play or just
No,
an ending?
I'm excuse my silence for that, but I didn't want to get into that one because you all know how I already feel about the sports world today and the officials. So I have to stay out of that. It seems like I'm just a basher and I'm a hater and I'm just mad because somebody lost or something like that. So I'm gonna stay off of that.
I'm gonna jump on you, T1, with this one. I ain't jumping on you. I'm coming in with you, and I'm gonna join. Not that I went to the school or graduated or I'm alumni, but I think that St. John's OSU game brings me the thoughts, if I'm not mistaken, and that great team that you guys had, which we all know how that was. And whew, I don't know. Could you hit us one time a little bit? Because that was a definite.
Say that again, Mo.
That OSU St. John's game. I was thinking
about that. Which one?
Scooney Red versus Artez Barkley.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that's a little far back, but yeah, that's a little far back.
Yeah, I was trying to go on encyclopedia, man. Just make me think about that game, and just man, I mean, it's so many games, but I don't know what made me think about that game. And coming down to them winding minutes and where they should have easily won that game. That's a great one as well, FanDuel. Man.
Will they call a foul on that one? FanDuel was talking about the Michigan team against Louisville when Trey pinned that block on the board, changed the whole game in that title game. Did they call that a foul on that, or?
I think it was a foul or something. It was something that went the wrong way. It was something that went the wrong way for the team up north.
They called a blocking foul.
Yeah, they called a foul. Okay, yeah, I remember that. They called a foul on that. Yeah, that was definitely a bad call. I don't know if y'all remember Marcus Pfizer, who played for Iowa State, and they were playing Michigan State in the Final Four, I believe it was. And they robbed the heck out of Marcus Pfizer in that Iowa State team that year. And if you go back and watch that game, I think they might have called a moving screen or something like that on Marcus Pfizer to get his fifth foul or something down the stretch. And that game was poorly officiated down the stretch, in my opinion. But that Michigan State team was a really, really good team, too. So they was deserving to be there. I just thought the referees should have stayed out of it and let those two teams battle it out down the stretch. That one comes to mind for me.
Yeah, and we can also look back at last year's national championship game, fellas. I mean, going off what T1 like to talk about, there was no way Houston on that last possession they let the game play out like that. Like that was super weird. I never saw anything like that, and I felt like they should have beat Florida, but it is what it is.
Yeah, they had that game won. That was for sure. They had that game won. So game day is in Austin for the first time for a women's basketball game in Austin, as they're going to play Oklahoma today. How exciting is that for the women's game? Because normally college game day will be at one of these high-profile men's games. But today they're going to Austin for the women's game against Oklahoma. Of course, they had Aaliyah Chavez, I think is her name, was the number one player in college basketball last year. She was down to Texas and Oklahoma as a school of her choice. She chose Oklahoma. She's been playing really good basketball lately. What's your thoughts on college game day, giving some love to the women's game?
Well, I mean,
that's good. That's good.
Exactly, it's good. I mean, it's good for the whole sport. I mean, it's a good matchup. I mean, why not? We need you need to give some love to other stuff besides just going to Duke, North Carolina every dang week. Move this thing. I mean, show some other people some love. In Texas and in Oklahoma is a top 10 matchup in college basketball for women. And it's a good storyline, the Lisa Chavez thing out of Lubbock. I want to say Lubbock Monterey High School. Down to 2 schools, she chose one rival over the other. So, I mean, why not? That's a storyline that you can feed into the game. So, I think it's good for the game.
It's a great thing for the game. I agree with that 100%. This is an intriguing matchup. I really like Oklahoma's style of play with Chavez leading that point guard position. But I like this Texas team. This just for the ladies. It's a great opportunity for them to showcase women's basketball with these 2 great teams. If you ask me who's going to win this game, I'm going to lean towards Texas. I really like Madison Booker in her game. I've said this before. She reminds me of a female Kevin Durant. I think Rory Harmon really solidifies that backcourt and brings stability and leadership to that team. It's going to be an awesome matchup and a must-see game. And this is a great win for women's college basketball.
I agree. I think it's great. I think when you talking basketball, you put it in a big state of Texas to start with the women's game as well, being this big game day there. You're talking Maddie Book, you're talking Chavez, you're talking college basketball at its pinnacle right now on the women's side, because if you really think about it, since Caitlin Clark left, Angel Reese left the women's game of college basketball, it really hasn't been much talk. Who's taking over this? Who's taking over that? Not that it's not a lot of great players in this women's game, because there's so many great players, but this forefront, I think, is going to bring that out more. I think Maddie Book is ready for the show today. Chavez, like you said, Harmon. I think this Texas team is a team that could win it all. I think this Oklahoma team can, but I think it's great for college basketball and women's sports in general. I think they need to do it more often. I think this need to be a thing that happens every weekend throughout the rest of the season. Make it a Saturday and Sunday slate. Why not give these women they do? They work hard for it. Would you actually? I got a question for you on this City League TV.
Come on with it.
With the way you step out and do what you do when we go out, when we in the chat and you hitting us up and you saying you here, you there. I've noticed you step into the women's side of the volleyball. Now, if you were able, if we said City League TV, what women's event, what women's sport would you love? And that bowling we seen as well last week with the kids. And what would you like to bring, how they're bringing this women's basketball on a game day? If game day came to City League TV, what sport on the women's side would you say, let's do this, to kind of, kick off that women's angle?
It would be volleyball. It would be volleyball, because I've seen the rise in the skill level of these young ladies on the volleyball court. My daughter played volleyball when she was in high school, which was 2 years ago. So I actually got to watch 3 years of girls' high school volleyball. And these young ladies have taken this volleyball game to a whole nother level. When I was watching it 5.5 years ago, there was a lot of, I would call it amateur volleyballism going on. But now when I go out to games, and if you go to City League TV on YouTube and look up one of those volleyball games, these girls are getting down. I mean, man, bump, set, spike. It's real deal. It's next level. We got young ladies getting up off the floor and spiking that ball with some power. So, and then you have a school like Briggs, and Briggs, really, they're on the west side of Columbus, and they're not in the runnings for anything. Their talent level is not that of a Columbus City team and what you would expect from such a large group of students. But Briggs girls volleyball, it definitely will be a Briggs game, and it will be Briggs going against somebody else that's good, so that they will actually be able to see a real live competitive volleyball game in the city.
Cool, good. And FanDuel Zay, he said track and field doesn't get much attention, much recognition, but it's very exciting. I totally agree with you, FanDuel Zay. I myself been watching a lot of one of the most forgotten on the women's side of the track. If anybody haven't been keeping up or watch Sha'Carri Richardson, man, I've watched her just continue to burn them track meets, meet after meet, man, and it's just special to see just women's sports, period. But like you say, man, seeing women out there run, I've had conversations with Jasmine Holiday and having conversations with her and seeing how her work ethic is and what she do, having the injuries. And women are strong athletes. That's something, as us men, we don't really see because we don't talk or we don't sit next to them and know what they do when it comes to working out. So I'm glad you mentioned that, Zay. Yeah, I like that volleyball track. I do agree. I'd say those two probably would be something great to kick off here in the city.
Well, I mean, think about it while you're talking about that with him, with what would he cover with City League and all that. Did anybody watch any college volleyball this year?
I'm a fan of Marcus. Marcus Spears' daughter.
10 years ago, did you watch any college volleyball? Women's college volleyball?
I was into it, but I wouldn't really watch it like I've watched it recently.
Right. I mean, the growth of volleyball is exploded.
Big.
Women's basketball has always been the topic of, the leading that or like a gymnastics or something was always the women's sport that got all the notification. But now volleyball's hitting the forefront. Softball, let me tell you what, that's some competitive softball in these colleges, man.
Yeah.
I know for sure down in that SEC when you got A&M, Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama, they're all ranked, Florida, so and track and field. Track and field is a sport that I feel, even on the women's side up here, doesn't get the recognition. But go look at some track and field meets out of Texas, and they're covered by all the locals. All the news stations are out there watching track and field, women's and men's both. It's huge. DeSoto High School is one of the most phenomenal female track programs in the world. That school puts out some brother. They're good. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, volleyball. That's what I keep saying when on the broadcast with T1 and City League and all that. What you're doing for the kids is what's this about.
Yeah.
Nobody ain't gonna go watch a bowling match, but you know what? If they on your page, they may be like, "Whoa, what is this?" So that's what it's all about, is getting these kids recognition for what they're doing to keep them doing what they're doing. Yeah. There's scholarships for college for bowling.
Columbus Fury, man. WTP Sports Dude, City League TV, Level Up Sports 10, SEC Sean, One Take Zay, Postgame 86, Parlay Poe of Blissburg. We would love to get some tickets to some of those games to bring the kids, to get them involved in some of the things and growth and learn something from what you professionals do in your world, to just bring something out there. Because I know we have that Columbus Fury team, that women's volleyball team here. So just, getting it out there, we'd love to be a part of anything, having you on and just showing the kids around if, we could do any of that, man. Definitely tap in with us for sure.
Yeah, I think when you're a sports head like we are, man, we can find excitement in every sport,
Any
man. 'Cause
sport.
I'm quite sure we can sit down and watch just about any sport there is and find the excitement in it. When you talk about volleyball and how it has grown, the women's basketball game, how it has grown. Track and field used to be big time years ago. Now we're starting to make a comeback, man.
Come back.
And I think the games and sports like that, softball, basketball, you name it, man, whatever the sport may be. I've watched every sport imaginable that's out there, and I like it and I enjoy it. Now, it's not as exciting probably as me wanting to watch a football game, but I think we all, as sports heads, we love every sport that's out there, man, and we find the excitement in the competition in all of them.
Real quick, oh, go ahead, SEC.
My TV the other day, I was flipping channels. This is a couple months ago when there was kind of a dead spot for sports. I'm flipping channels, man. And the next thing you know, my wife's like, "What in the world are you watching?" It was pillow fighting on ESPN. I said, "I don't know, but I can't change the damn channel. I can't. I was stuck."
Everything after it now, man. I was watching. It's funny you say that. I was watching the other. I'm trying to think of what day it is. The other day I was watching this. I don't know what it was or what it's called. It was like they was rolling. It reminded me of a shuffleboard, but they was rolling it like bowling. Oh, it was crazy. And I'm watching this whole match and I'm locked in and I'm like, I can't wait till it come on again because it's like they it's like bowling shuffleboard. I don't know what it's called, but it was sweet. Showed a lot of skill, patient, and I'm like, you never know what sport and what people do to get great at their sport. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, one take Zay said he'll never understand pickleball. I'm telling you right now, pickleball, your hand-eye coordination with pickleball has got to be superior, bro, because smaller court and that ball is coming. It's coming, bro. Your hand-eye coordination got to be amazing to play that pickleball sport. And it's growing phenomenally right now, man. People are really picking up on pickleball, and it's becoming one of the fastest growing sports for people to play and get some exercise doing it.
Man, y'all freestyling for real. But Rob, since Texas is your team, like, what are your thoughts on game day being at the Oklahoma Texas game?
When you look at what Vic Schaefer has done with that women's basketball team, man, we know years ago Texas was really, really good. Then they were down for a couple of decades, man. And to see what Vic Schaefer has done with that program in the last 4 years, being able right now they got the #1 recruiting class. I think it is phenomenal for a school like Texas to be under that spotlight with college game day there. I think it's unbelievable for them to be able to be there for that game. And the fact that it has a storyline behind it with 2-story programs in Oklahoma and Texas, rivals, Aaliyah Chavez deciding to go to Oklahoma over Texas, basically because of the style of play that Oklahoma plays. It fits her style of play a lot better than Texas does, even though I think Texas should have been a better option for in terms of winning, maybe possibly winning a national title, because I think Texas has a little bit better squad than they do. But outside of that, man, I mean, I think that is phenomenal that they chose to go there to a place like Texas on college game day over a men's game. I think that's really, really powerful for women's basketball. Do y'all see any clear-cut favorites in the women's game, in the women's tournament? If not, what teams can you see right there in the end?
This is an easy one for me. I believe UConn is hands down the best team in women's basketball. But I mean, you got a few really, really good ball clubs that can make some noise and possibly pull some upsets. When it comes to talking about UConn, UConn's a clear-cut favorite for me. But I mean, UCLA, South Carolina, Texas, LSU, and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is playing some really good ball, y'all. You can't sleep on Louisville, Iowa, Michigan, and TCU. Oklahoma, possibly. Ohio State got a good ball club when it comes to women's basketball. So there's some really exciting teams. Even though my Fighting Irish are having a down year, there's some exciting teams. But the clear cut favorite has to be UConn, fellas.
I don't know if Gino and Dom battling for really the GOAT conversation all over in this era right now. But I think UConn, South Carolina, my two favorites. I think both of them. I've been watching South Carolina lately. I just got to put both of them together because they really have been running college basketball with different teams getting the title here and there in these last few decades.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I've been talking to Zay. I've been talking to Zay in the chat. We talking about random crazy ass sports over here now. He's talking about chess boxing. I'm talking about Gels marble racing. It's we're just going crazy over here. So yeah, UConn, but I will say this. I mean, I think UConn. You have a few teams: UConn, South Carolina, Texas, Oklahoma, UCLA. You know, they post game mentioned them all. I'm not going to go with that. And I feel you want to down your post game. Every time A&M's women's play, I just hope we keep it within 20. And we normally don't. So I will say that, but I will say this. I think the women's game is a lot deeper now than it was 3 to 4 or 5 years ago. 5 years ago, you pretty much knew it was going to be UConn, Notre Dame, South Carolina. Those were your teams back. Maybe Stanford, too. I mean, not forget Stanford. They had a run there for a while. But now, I mean, look how many teams we just named. Through LSU in there, Oklahoma, Texas is back in there, UCLA, Michigan, Ohio State has a really good women's program. So, I mean, It's just a lot deeper nowadays to where you can't just say all the number one seeds. Used to be you fill out a women's bracket, you put all the number one seeds in the Final Four. Can't do that no more. So that's what I think is good for it, for the women's game.
Yeah, I think it's going to make for a really good, interesting tournament. I do believe that UConn is probably the team to beat out of the women's brackets. But I think there's about 16 teams who, if they catch you on an off night, they can beat you. And I think all of those 16 teams will have a chance to possibly find themselves in the Final Four, in the Elite Eight, with a chance to compete for a national championship, man. Because you got some teams out there that got some guards that can really go. And when you have guards who can play in the tournament on the men's side and on the women's side, that can be the difference in the game. Now, of course, you still got to have rebounding and defense, which got to be key. But I really do believe that there's about 16 teams that if they could catch lightning in a bottle during this tournament, they could possibly dethrone some of those top teams that we named during that tournament run. Fanduze said UConn crushed our women's team. I miss Juju, though. Yeah, I think we all really, really miss Juju because we were looking forward to what she was going to do in her junior year after seeing what she did up until the point she got injured. I wish that we could get another year with her, and we may possibly get that because of the fact that the WNBA isn't paying the astronomical amount of money, so she can make a lot more money.
No, thank you.
Say it again.
No. I was talking to house cleaning.
Oh, okay.
So he working.
Sorry, y'all. I'm homeless, man. And since I got to put that out there, shout out to my pastor, man. When y'all heard my phone ring, that was my pastor, and he was reaching out to me, asking me if I needed anything, if I needed any help. So much appreciated, and thankful to God. I told him I don't need any financial help. I'm okay. I'm able to take care of myself and sleep in a bed comfortably every night. So big shout out to my pastor, Sherwin Armstead at True Love Ministries, Minnesota Avenue off of Cleveland up north, y'all. Big shout out.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
good
Yes,
dude.
sir. Yes,
Sherman's
sir.
a good dude, man. Good dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I would like to see Juju get back to USC next year and skip out on going to the WNBA. But I kind of want to see her on that stage too. But when it comes to that money, man, I think she's going to make a lot more at the college game for one more year than she would next year if she was to go to the WNBA.
Yeah, they make way more. They make way more money than a WNBA player. So they should never go to the WNBA a year early. They got to suck every penny, every dime that they can get up out of this NIL. So they're winning. They're winning. You better do your 4, your 5 years, how many ever you got, because once you get to the WNBA, you're going to take a pay decrease. And it's going to be a huge decrease. It ain't even a small decrease. You don't get nowhere near $1 million. So, yeah, you better stay.
This is a quick question for just athletics in general, college athletics, real quick. And just kind of something that I just thought of this question with what you were going on there, T1. Do you feel like, especially some of the more obscure sports, like, I mean, not obscure, but like women's basketball where they don't pay, where the pro leagues don't pay what the men's leagues pay or whatever. You feel like you might see some people put their money aside and just hold on to it, try to get a little more financial stable while in college, and then just never just kind of chill for the rest of it, not even go pro?
Look, a lot of them won't go pro.
Right.
A lot of them's not going to have that opportunity to go to the WNBA. Of course, they all will have the opportunity to go overseas, and actually, the money is better overseas than it is in the WNBA. So, I could definitely see some of these young ladies taking the smart, educated move, put that money to the side, let it grow a little bit, make a little bit of money up off of it, go to college, enjoy being a college student athlete, enjoy the fruits of your labor, and even being able to have a little bit of fun while you're in college and not struggling. And then after you get done with college, whatever you're going to school for, and that's your major, hop into it and create your own job, create your own money, and live your life happily ever after. That's what I would do if I had no way of that. I'm really not going to the NFL or the NBA. I'm putting that money aside, and once I exit college, I'm going to get me some land, and I'm a build 50 condos on it, and I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Like I say, you give me some money, baby, it's gonna be hard for me to lose it, and it ain't gonna do nothing but grow. I hope some of these young athletes had the same mindset.
I stepped away for a second. SEC Sean, what was your question again?
Oh, I was just saying, some of these kids in college that are making millions, like the superstar ones that we know would go pro or whatever. Like I was talking with like T1 was saying how they're going to take a pay cut to go to the WNBA. Wouldn't you? I mean, do you think we're going to see a point where the WNBA is going to be like struggling for people because these kids are making more money in college. And then they're like, no, I don't want to go risk any more injury to my body. I've made 8 million, 10 million playing college ball. So I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't. Well, the people that's making that kind of money, I think they still going to go play in the NBA game because that's a sign that they probably love the game so much that they want to continue to play afterwards. But I really like the point that T1 made about these young people. Listen, you get that money, you have to have a plan for what you're going to do with that money, and it can't be to go buy a whole bunch of freaking jewelry. You got to be thinking about purchasing you some land, some real estate, some properties. You got to be thinking business minded. You cannot think that you're going to be able to sit on that money and just spend it and it's going to last forever. Sebastian, I think his name, what is his name? Sebastian Telefair, is that his name?
Telefair.
He showed you that, listen, you have got to be willing to do something wise with your money because apparently he made 20 million, only really seen 10 of it. Played 10 years in the NBA, $1 million a year. He could have done a lot with that $1 million if he had the right people around him to show him how to use his money wisely. And these young people need to make sure that they link up with somebody who understands finance. You got to get you a financial advisor who is not a crook. So that way you can make that money work for you and your family for generations to come. I'm telling you now, if you give people like you see these 5 guys on the screen that kind of money, they are not going to blow it because they understand what they need to do with the money that they get. You heard my man T1 say he going to go build him 50 condos. And guess what? All 50 of them are going to be filled, and it's going to be bringing him some income in every month.
Every month for the rest of my life.
For the rest of his life.
Hey, that's the first thing. When I get my big wad of money, my big load of money, that's the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go find the contractors or whatnot, and I'm gonna get me some land and how many ever apartments I could put on it. That's what's gonna happen. It might just be I might only have enough land to get me a 4 or 6 row apartment. Guess what? That's what it's going to be. And I'm going to be collecting that much money every single month for the rest of my life. And my grandkid going to be getting it.
If I get that kind of money, it's been nice knowing y'all because where I'm going to be probably ain't got Wi-Fi.
Ain't got Wi-Fi.
I'm sorry. I'll try when I go into town or whatever. I'll try to hit y'all up. But other than that, I'm gonna be sitting somewhere sipping on something cold.
We them dudes. We will find you, SEC Sean.
I'm gonna be off in an island and there's gonna be black SUVs pulling up, and all y'all gonna jump out. What's up?
Man, one take Zed said buy McDonald's. I mean, their line do stay full, man, but I can't sell death to the people.
Got it.
So you can get you a fast food chain for like $10K right now.
Yeah, right now.
You get a steak and shake for $10K.
Man,
that made my ears go up seeing that steak and shake. I'm like, man. And steak and shake is not really expensive. And I ain't never seen a steak and shake in the hood, man. Steak and shake in the hood might do a little bit of business.
Man, I got a money making scheme. If anybody wants to start it, I can make all of us $1 million right now. Somebody go get one of them food trucks, park it over near Ohio State, and 5 o'clock in the morning and sell breakfast tacos for $2 a taco.
You already know you got the cook right here.
All I'm telling you, you'll make $1 million in a year. $2 a taco. Them dudes will be buying 3 and 4 tacos every morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, the reality, people, what we're telling you is with your money, you got to think about being a financial person with that money. You can't just think you're going to spend it on a bunch of stuff that's going to be devalued once you purchase it. like a car or like that jewelry. You got to invest your thing in something that's going to make you some money, not spend it on something that's going to depreciate once you purchase it. So be wise with your money. Anything else y'all want to add before we wrap up the show? We right at 1 hour and 15 minutes.
I got a couple quick things. One, a financial advisor is not Uncle Bubba. Okay.
Exactly.
I mean, and to any Bubbas that are financial advisors in real life, I apologize. That's not meant for you, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Real quick, still no update on my NASCAR race tomorrow. Looks like we're still good to go for Sunday. We're in a pretty good sports time right now. We got a lot cranking up over the next few weeks and months. So everybody be sure to stay locked in and tuned in. I got one question I want to ask everybody's opinion. What was the craziest March Madness game you remember watching?
The national championship with Michigan and North Carolina. That timeout. That was the crazy. That I think that may be the craziest thing for me. Because I'm not, of course, I'm all OSU, but that Fab Five was special, and it was the Big Ten, so I was rooting for them, and that timeout will stick in my head forever. Chris Webber, that was dumb. How'd you get a brain fart that quick? Because if I'm not mistaken, they were in a timeout not too long before that, so you had to know that you didn't have any timeouts. Put down the weed, Christopher.
I would say for me, it was the Arizona Kentucky game back when Bibby, Miles Simon went at it with Derek Anderson, Ron Mercer, Epps Paget. That was the game for me. I actually cried. I was a Kentucky fan. That was a barn burner of a game, man. Like, that was a back and forth game. That's the one I remember. Like, solely watching, waking up, being ready for it. It was that game for me.
Yeah, man. I mean, can't beat those matchups you guys just talked about. But I'm gonna just say, just because it inspired me so much, the Michigan State Florida National Championship with Mateen Cleaves. And you seen Mateen Cleaves was a shorter point guard, didn't have much athleticism, didn't have much speed, but he had heart. He was a leader. And I think he twisted his ankle that game and still got up and played. And all I can remember for that game is, yes, sir. So I'm going to go with that one, man. Shout out to Mateen Cleaves.
Sparty.
Man, I got a couple of them. One was a heartbreaker back in the days. I think it might have been 83. Houston versus NC State, 5-slammer jammer. I thought for sure that Houston team was going to thump the skull of that freaking NC State team, but they ended up losing. Lorenzo Charles with the pickback air ball from whoever that guard was that was killing Houston that day. That one, and oh man, it just slipped my mind. Oh, when Villanova beat Louisville and that nervous Purvis team when they had Ed Pinckney, nobody predicted that Villanova was going to win that game, man. And they ended up winning that sucker, man. That was what really made me start to say that, man, Cinderella stories are really, really true. Those two games that I just mentioned, Cinderella's won both of those.
Zay said that 07 Florida OSU. Nah, that was a banger because that was my squad. Nah, that was a big game. I even like that OSU Kentucky battle with Anthony Davis, I believe, against Turner and them with this same team with Greg Oden and them. Like, I mean, Ohio State then played in some bangers in this March Madness if you think about it. When they played against the Tennessee team, that was a banger, so definitely, man, I agree with you, Zay. No, don't feel like just because it's your squad. Nah, that's That's real talk. It make me think about if Kenyon Martin would have played with my Bearcats back then, if they would have won that national championship, man. Like, so many crazy things with March Madness.
Hey Rob, I don't think you asked your last question.
I got two real quick that come to mind. One is the whole run from, like I mentioned them earlier, the Loyola Marymount with Hank Gathers, Bo Kimball. I will never forget that whole run. But the one that sticks out in my mind, I will never forget this game for as long as I live. And it was in 2016, and it was an A&M game, and it was A&M versus Northern Iowa.
Ooh, I remember that.
Where A&M was down 10 points with under 30 seconds left and came back and tied it and won it in double overtime.
Whoa.
Crazy.
Go watch the highlights of that. That is one of the most insane comebacks. I actually think it was 13 points with like 58 seconds left.
If I'm not mistaken, Northern Iowa had that big, they had that like big 7-footer, like 6'11" cat.
They had a couple dudes that were just dead on shooters. That's the Northern Iowa team that actually A&M was a 3 seed that year. Texas was a 6. We were going to play in the second round, Texas and Texas A&M, but Northern Iowa hit a 3 from half court to eliminate Texas, and then came in and jumped all over A&M, and then A&M it's one of the greatest comebacks you'll ever see. Just watch the pure emotion of that game. It is insane, and it goes to double overtime. That was the year A&M lost to Oklahoma with Trae Young, right? Yeah. That's the year we lost to them. That was Alex Caruso was on that A&M team. So that was it's a hell of a comeback. If you get a chance to go watch. In fact, I think I'm going to go watch it before the A&M game today.
This was that last question right here for you. Zay popped it back up. So we've been going crazy in the chat.
What players do you love to watch in women's basketball? Yeah, I forgot about that question. And he dropped down what's that? Jelani.
Juju. I'm mad she gone. I'm mad we ain't get to watch Juju this year, man. Hey, I like my girl Cambridge from Ohio State. She's special. You know, we got another special one. You know, she remind me of Kelsey Mitchell. Very special. She's a scorer. She's a pure baller.
Straight out of the seat bus over there on James Road, off of James Road at Afrocentric High School. She's on my 5. I actually made the top 5 for
Cambridge is from somewhere else, and she also has a sister that plays on there. She not from Columbus.
Jelani? I put Jelani. I got her down. I got her as my point guard. I put Jelani down as the one. I got Kaiomi McMiller. She transferred. She over at Penn State in the Big Ten this year. I got Mila Holloway, Maddie Buck, and Azzy Fudd. Those 3, you can put them however you want, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5 I got. I like these college players, what they bring. I mean, you could really pick and choose. You got post games girl over in ND. I mean, it's so much talent on this women's side of basketball. You really, any 5 you go with, it's gonna be like you having a battle, a banger. It's like a Saturday game day as we about to see with this Texas Oklahoma today, man. So it's definitely good to see this women's basketball moving on up. And we're not talking about Georgia Wheezy, but the game has definitely changed, and it definitely need to get a lot more, publicity when it comes to these game days, man.
Hey, they got another great name down there, Barry Wallace. Her and my daughter actually played on the same AAU team from the 5th grade on up to like about want to say like probably about the 9th grade, and that whole squad, everybody went off to college. And I must say, Barry is, I have to say, I'm a little surprised that she's doing this good. But as I've said, watch this girl who is now a young lady since like the 5th grade, and her father, big props to Chris, her father had trained that young lady well. So she came in with all of the skills. She has all of the skills. She's a 6-footer that can do it all. She can handle the ball. She can pass the ball. She can rebound. She can defend. She is so solid, and I'm so impressed how she stepped onto the Big Ten scene as a freshman last year and just straight went to work as she's been doing, at the high school level. And, she was a McDonald's All-American, so big kudos to Barry Wallace, man, alum of Pick Central, alum of Team Knockdown, alum of, she got next on them AAU circuits. But big shout out to Chris, her father too, and the mom, because mom is always there too. But Barry is doing big things in the Big Ten. I'm just so proud of her, man. And big shout out to my girl Riley Beth from Team Knockdown. She also from Pick Central. I believe she's at Purdue Fort Wayne putting in work, man. Yeah. Them Knockdown girls is putting in work. And y'all know my daughter was at Allen, Cam and Grant. She went to Apocentric. She's at Dayton. So like I said, that AAU squad that they had, man, this squad was they were dope, man. They were dope. I wish they could have stayed with it all the way into their senior year and seen what they could have did against some girls, because their top six went off to school to play ball.
And I'm glad you mentioned that about Bess. One of her coaches, one of her AAU coaches, he's over at Gahanna. I've been talking to him. He played at my alma mater, Tremaine Hobson.
Not to cut you off, Moss. My fault.
No, you
fault.
Good.
I gotta give big props out to my man Ron Best too. That's Riley's dad. Another father, man. just like me and Chris, that was just out there giving it to their daughters, man. So big shout out to my man Ron Best as well, Coach Best, my guy.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all no matter where you coaching at, City League, OCC. I know, he works specifically with City League, but we show love all throughout the state of Ohio, and even more love to the world when we seeing some of our own that we grew up with coaching respectably on these sidelines, man. So shout out to you, whether you in our home state, in the City League, in the OCC. If you out of state, we got a lot of people that's coaching throughout, the city and states that we know personally. So we just want to say right here, man, we appreciate what you do. Hats off to the parents, grandparents, everyone supporting their kids and their grandparents' dreams, all the support systems, man. We appreciate y'all as well, for sure.
Hey, y'all, real quick. Y'all know we was out of school this week. So that means next week they are about to be going ham
crazy
on the games. There's gonna be games every single day. I need somebody. It gotta be more than one game streaming live this week coming up, man. I need somebody to at least one or two of these games that we can have. We can have two of these babies going live. Y'all can just go onto the Facebook account and just go live from there. My apps is tripping right now, so. But yeah, y'all can just. Oh no! Oh, hold up. When's the first? Tomorrow. We on for punishment tomorrow, baby.
It's the first of the month.
We on punishment tomorrow, man. Y'all know City League was on punishment. We couldn't go live on City League. It just had to be YouTube.
Yeah.
So we off punishment come tomorrow, man. Look at God, man. Hey, that was a rough few weeks, dog, because that's where most of our viewers come from Facebook. But they had us on punishment, man, and boy, that punishment almost hurt as bad as the punishments I got put on when I was in the terrace. Oh, yeah. Dude, this hurt. This one hurt, man. This one hurt. Only this one didn't leave no scars or nothing, but this one right here, it hurt. But y'all, it's gonna be some bangers. We got City League Championship game implication games on the line. You know what I mean? So definitely gonna be in the building. Like I know for sure they got to reschedule. They had Walnut Ridge and Afro last week. You're supposed to have Walnut Ridge and Afro on Tuesday, and then you had Walnut Ridge and South on Friday, with South looking to upset Ridge. So the Ridge cannot go to the city championship. So it's some huge games going on, man.
Implications in the
city.
Yeah,
man. Anybody that can get out, we need to turn up, y'all. Because if y'all been paying attention, like this city league thing that I've created, now we done went over into the into the behavior health and the after school program side of it, and. Man, when I tell you this stuff is going to be so huge. And I appreciate y'all, Moss. I appreciate you for, when you're able to stick your nose out there, you get down and dirty with it. But y'all, this stuff it's next level. It's futuristic, and it's just so dope. And just shout out real quick to City League Young Scholars Foundation. We've been out of work for the past week, and it has allowed me to do so much work for that, and I've created an all-star board. It's amazing. Just picked up and Rob, I appreciate you for joining that board when I reached out to you. But just got our latest and probably our final board member, Professor Dr. Harris at The Ohio State University. She believes in this program that we have going on, and this program is huge. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't have imagined even this board that I put together. I couldn't imagine this a few months ago. I couldn't imagine it being this dynamic and this powerful, man. But it's just the way that it's going, and it's moving, and it's moving very, very quickly. So. By next year, man, this city league thing on both levels is going to be crazy.
It's already in place, and it ain't even going to be next year. It's going to be this year. This is the year, and it's going crazy. I'm free. I'll be free Wednesday through Wednesday on out because my schedule is
good. So probably Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If you can get the other one, we'll figure out. When they come out, I'll get the schedules and the bangers, and we'll figure it out, and we're gonna turn it up. But people gotta remember, City League TV been out here since COVID, since 2020, and it's just things don't happen overnight. For some people, they do, But when you're trying to perfect something and you have something great, it takes a little bit of time.
That's the grind, man. That's the grind of it all.
I'm gonna end with I got a trivia question real quick. We're gonna end. I'm gonna try to get a trivia question for every show.
Is it one of your funny ones? I need one of you because I don't know if I tuned in too late. You ain't open us up with one of them good ones, Sean.
You know what? I'm gonna use my good stories and my good stuff for Sunday shows.
Okay, there we go. I'm
real
good
quick,
with that.
SEC Sean. Can I tell the viewers something before you hit your trivia? Because it's good. Nah, they got a Cash App offer.
You got a Cash App offer for the number of words.
Quota don't stop me from talking.
Go ahead.
Nah, it's just gonna be a Cash App offer. If it come in the comment section, if it's FanDuel's there or not, we're gonna have them put their Cash App in and just be waiting for what comes in to be sent to you. Me and Unc I was just chatting it up with him about it yesterday. I'm glad you popped up with the trivia. So if the answer come up or whoever answers it, drop your Cash App. It's gonna come something to you. Something's coming.
So and don't be trying to Google this either. Just be straight. If you don't know it, you don't know it. Somebody in here is gonna know this answer. The only Division I men's basketball team to never win a March Madness game.
Oh, SEC Sean. This is good.
And they were mentioned in this podcast.
Are they in a Power 5 school? Power 4 school?
Yes.
Loyola Marymount.
No. Loyola Marymount won games.
Vandy.
Nope. You're going to freak when you find out who it is. They're 0-8 all time in the tournament.
Oh, my goodness. That's crazy.
That's a good one. Now you're going to, just so you can help us out and we can get to it a little quicker, what conference?
I'm gonna let Rob try to answer real quick first.
Oh, okay.
Man, I have no answer for you.
Big Ten.
Illinois.
Big Ten.
Nebraska.
Yep.
That was actually going to be my first. That was actually going to be my first guess because I think I may have heard that during the telecast of that game earlier this week.
Yep. They the only
And
Division I school to never win a March Madness game.
Yeah,
that'll change this year.
We hope.
We hope.
We hope.
If they win a game, that's going to be pretty crazy when you think about it. That every school in Division I has won at least one tournament game now. I'm going to wind up popping a quick short probably today later on. We're expecting an update in a couple of hours. It looks like everything for my NASCAR event Sunday's been postponed to Monday now. So I'm going to wait until we get clarification and schedule, and then I'll throw a stream together real fast. No reason for anybody to join. I'm just going to go on and give an update on the scheduling once I get it all squared away.
Hey. I got a notification late yesterday about something with it.
Hey, y'all see Shador's new coach? Y'all see what their relationship is like? Loving it.
Cleveland.
Loving it.
Interesting.
Actually has somebody that likes him. And wants him.
You also got the Reese's Senior Bowl today too.
Yep.
At 2:30, I think. I think it's 2:30 Eastern. On the
NFL Network.
Yeah, they've got some good practices too. I've been watching the highlights, man. They've been going. Woo.
Yeah, I'm gonna tune into some of it. I got my A&M game kicking off here in about an hour with Georgia. Go watch that, and then I'm gonna flip over.
Cool.
Who y'all got today, Rob?
Who, Texas?
Yeah, who y'all losing to? I mean, who you playing?
I don't know. I don't know who they play.
Yeah, I need to check and see if we playing today.
Well, I tell you right now.
I'm actually watching y'all's what's
do
the
we
name
play
right
today
now? Looking at the Buckeye Corner, I think y'all do play today. We got that big
y'all
game
got
at Kansas today.
Y'all
make sure y'all watch that. Yeah, make sure y'all watch that BYU at Kansas today. AJ DeBansa and Peterson. If Peterson is healthy from that injury, I think we really looking at the possible 1-2. Either way, you talking about AJ and Darren Peterson. I mean, the way they played against each other in high school, you talking. I think Darren Peterson had, I think, like maybe 50 or 60 in that game. AJ had 40. They turned up that game was crazy. So I'm looking for it to be just as many fireworks in this game. Bill Self will be coaching, of course. So big game in the Big 12 today. Could have a lot of things to do with that Big 12 championship coming up as well. So,
Texas,
hey, y'all see all the freshmen they got out here dropping all these 40 balls all over the place.
Yeah.
That freshman out here balling. I ain't even know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like my boy Flemings over in Houston.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Yeah, y'all are at Oklahoma.
Oh, we go to Oklahoma. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Hey, Sean, what time is my game and on what channel does it say?
I think y'all might be on at 12:30.
Let me look it up real quick.
Then shout out to
2 p.m.
Oh, it's on that triple header then.
What you say, Sean? I didn't hear you.
It's because Moss. He's throwing.
Yeah, I know. You know Moss can't control himself.
I know. Moss get going and it's just over. Y'all are at 2 p.m. on Fox.
Yeah, they got that.
That's what's up. I like how Fox jumped into the college football scene real heavy this year. I don't know if y'all noticed, but Fox is on the scene.
Yeah, Fox jumped into all college sports a lot heavier this year.
Yeah, that money, baby. That money.
Yeah, we the 1 o'clock game at Georgia. We're gonna see what happens here. See if we can fight off Georgia.
Then, real quick, Unc, what you think about your boy Dalen Swain for Texas? I think he's a lottery pick. Averaging career highs this year. Great switching going to Texas from Xavier. What's your thoughts? Him and Keyshawn Hall from Auburn, hometown.
I mean, I really, really like Dalen Swain. I think he should play another year of college basketball. This year. I don't think he will be a lottery pick. I think he will be a first round pick though, but I don't think he will be a lottery pick, top 20 for sure. But I would like to see him come back and play another year and work on his outside shot. It's a little bit inconsistent, but once he gets that going, because he's been playing some really good basketball, he's been playing the best basketball for Texas this season. I really like his game and what he can do, but I think another year will really help him a lot. But I know he's
He
probably
better stay and get that. He better stay and collect. He better stay and collect that money. See, that's where these kids are going wrong at. Like, dude, if you're getting over $500,000, and definitely if you're getting $1 million, do not rush up out of there. Leave up out of there with your degree and your bank account on swole. Take out some insurance for yourself. Do your years in college as a college athlete is supposed to do. Get your degree, and then go make you some extra money.
yeah.
I can tell you, I meant to mention this earlier when you were talking about Texas. And under the radar stuff, somebody mentioned him and it came up, but A&M's philosophy against Texas was let Swain score, but try to stop everybody else.
Yeah.
And Texas has got a major problem, and it's called we can't stop fouling.
Yeah, hey, listen, Sean Miller said it like this: we was fouling the hell out of them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, they were just beat. I mean, it's crazy. I watched that Auburn. It was Auburn the other night where Texas was up like 14 and then started fouling Auburn, and Auburn just started making free throws, and then game over. Auburn wins by like 10. I'm like,
I think they shot 28 free throws in the second half.
Oh yeah, well, I'm sure they did. They shot close to 40 for the game.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. You can't let somebody go to the free throw line for 28 free throws.
No, Texas had like 4 people with 4 fouls. And that's the problem. When that center gets in foul trouble, it's over down low for Texas. They just don't.
Yeah. And that's every game. He gets in foul trouble every game. I'm like, you've been playing college basketball long enough. You got to stop these stupid fouls, man.
The bad thing is it's not even all on the defensive end. Some of them are moving screens.
Yeah.
Stupid things. So, if Texas can quit fouling, Swain, that's the game plan for Texas. Let Swain get his 25-30. You talking about him going to lottery pick Moss? It depends how many of these freshmen come out, because right now I think this freshman class is going to be your lottery pick. But if a bunch of the freshmen stay back in college on the T1, game plan,
right,
then maybe he does come out and he is a lottery pick. So I kind of hope he leaves because I don't want to have to deal with him another year in the SEC. But that's just me.
Nah, I know they gave him at least $750,000 mil, if not $500,000, to get down there. So he can't. But then again, basketball is different.
Right.
Yeah,
Basketball pay a little bit more than football, but I still truly believe that these young men should stay in school. I thought that the portal would make them stay in school for all 4 years because you're getting paid. Get paid, go get your degree, then go. Take out an insurance policy just in case something happens. Take out your insurance policy. Enjoy being a student athlete on these amazing campuses because you're going to have plenty of time to be a grown man. You're going to have plenty of time to have to take care of every single thing yourself. Enjoy it. Enjoy it because it's going to be gone before you know it.
To all you college athletes that watch this, adulting is hard.
Yeah, you don't want to do this. We want to be back where y'all at.
Stay and get your money while you're in college because it don't get no easier when you hit the real world. I'm telling you.
Yeah. One take, Zay. I've done that video maybe 3 times and have erased it. I'm trying to get it up under 3 minutes so that it would fit as a short, so that way it could get more views as a short. But I'm still working on it, FanDuel, Zay. I'm ahead of Deion Sanders finding players a short video here sometime between now and tomorrow.
I was about to say, anything on the picks. I just put OSU, Wisconsin, OU versus Texas on the women's side, BYU, Kansas, and you said your Aggies had who? SEC Sean, who was it?
Georgia.
Georgia. I just put these games down real quick. If y'all want to throw y'all's picks out there real quick for these big games today.
I got Texas A&M over Georgia. I got Texas men over Oklahoma, and I got Texas women over Oklahoma. And BYU, Kansas, ooh, that's a tough one right there. Where's it at?
It's at
Kansas.
I'm going with Kansas. I'm going with Kansas.
I'm going with Kansas too. Where's that Wisconsin Ohio State game at?
Wisconsin.
Yeah, we're losing.
Yeah, I'm going Wisconsin in that game just because it's on the road.
Yeah, it's hard to win in Wisconsin. We hardly ever win in Wisconsin. Ever.
Give me Kansas.
Everybody hardly wins in Wisconsin.
Right.
Yeah.
Give me Kansas, mainly because they got my boy from Manville High School, Jabari McDowell. I'm taking A&M over Georgia. If you're betting that game, take the over because that game's probably going to be like 97-96, to be honest. Those two teams don't play. I mean, it's crazy.
No D.
It's just like football, no defense in the SEC.
Right. Now, come on now. And then you give me both Texas squads.
And I'm taking my that Wisconsin pick back. I must have fell and bumped my head. Yeah, y'all gonna have to catch me before y'all hang me. So OSU by 20.
Ooh, I like it. I'm a double back with you, man. I'm gonna go with your Bucks, man. I seen them live last weekend. My dad took me to that UCLA game, man. It was a good one. First one. I seen Mobley, Royal, and Thornton, that triple-headed monster go off for some big buckets. I got OSU in that one. I'm going Texas both ways, men's and women's. You know I'm AJ. We going in to the Self Dome and defeating the Kansas Jayhawks today. And then I'm going to take Georgia. They've been losing some tough games, but I think this game Saturday at home, I think they need this one. So that's the reason I'm going to take Georgia, just solely on them being at home. If it was at A&M, I would honestly go with A&M. But with them being at home, that's the only reason I'm taking them. Other than that, that's just some picks I threw out there for us today. Zay, you could throw yours in there or just text me, bro. Feel good. Just text me the picks as well. Yeah,
I'm gonna throw live. Like I said, I'll go live here in a little bit. I know we're creeping on 2. We need to get out of here, but once I get some updates, we'll go live. Y'all enjoy the basketball. It's a good day. Enjoy some college football. The last college football game really of the year. You think about it, and this is good on good for across the nation. This ain't some slack game. This is the best of the best out here. So. Most importantly, though, everybody stay safe. That's the most important thing. Right. Stay safe. Stay warm.
It's freezing outside.
Yeah, it's a good day just to stay inside with some warm beverages and just watch some basketball all day.
And come out and get some of them good old waffles and some of that cooking because your boy Moss be cooking up tonight again, man.
What's one?
Come see me.
Where at, Moss?
I'm in Polaris, man.
Yeah, Polaris.
83 Polaris Parkway, yeah, right across from the mall, right there where Kroger's is. Man, don't worry about the sign being out, man. We trying to get that fixed, man. We trying to get that sign light on, but definitely come out. Zay, just send me the pics, Zay. With the pics we
man, you out of town. You out of town, bro.
Hey man, listen,
you're in the city, you out of town, buddy.
The way I get down on that flat top is worth
it's worth the drive, I feel you.
Believe it.
Yeah, you throw it down pretty good because that Waffle House about 2 minutes from my house.
You come up there for them biscuits and gravy tonight, I'll get you 2 of them, SEC Sean, but one's going to be on the house on your boy, Moss B.
We ain't going out to eat much right now since Mama lost her job. So.
Oh, okay, I got you. Respectfully.
We spent a little, we trying to sit back on some,
Hey, nothing wrong with saving a little bit for later, man.
Yeah. I make sure my granddaughter has what she needs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. Hey, y'all, I gotta get out of here, man. I love y'all, man.
Yep.
Well, you
You
bro.
too, man.
You need something, T1, hit me.
Appreciate it.
So,
nah, man.
Y'all be good.
Make sure y'all tune in to all the channels as well, man. Down low. SEC Sean bringing a great NASCAR as well, man. We appreciate everything you do with that. You enlighten me. You enlighten more fans. And I'm sharing as much as possible. And I definitely want to get on with you next week or the following week, like we said. Make sure y'all follow Parlay Poe of Blitzburg, One Take Zay, who was in the chat with us through and throughout today. We appreciate that. Post Game 86, City League TV, and the man that put us all together up top, man. That's Unc, as we call him. Mr. Brown, WTP for life, man. We appreciate it all. And I'm Mossberg, Level Up Sports 10. Like, subscribe, everything you see.
Notify. Hit the notification bell. Hit it all. Every channel.
All right, y'all. Peace, man. Y'all have a good one.
Peace. We'll catch up tomorrow.
Peace.